Hey guys, BandedFurret here. Today I am bringing you a team building kind of exercise, more of the line of I built 3 teams and I'm going to explain the ideas behind them and how to use them specifically for Team Galactic in Pokemon r slash pokemonturfwars. There it is. I have one team that is a setup team. It's kind of gimmicky, but it works extremely well. The next one is kind of a Wally team. It's more the line of tanks. It's just a lot of bulk and a lot of heavy hitters. And then the last one is just heavy hitters with one wall, simply so I can stall out any wall that they have and then come in and just sweep the rest of their team. So today, the one that we're going to be focusing on is the setup team. Now, you see this right here, and you're seeing Flygon, Magneton, Beedrill of all things, a Haunter, a Vileplume, and a Shiftry. Now, the idea behind this team is actually centered around Bug and Decker here, my Beedrill. I love me some Beedrill. In fact, my first YouTube video is a Beedrill in OU being pretty effective. So, I absolutely adore Beedrill. This whole team relies on him being able to get up at least one layer of Toxic Spikes. And the reason being is because you get up one layer of Toxic Spikes, you switch into either Volt or Usain here, Magneton or Flygon, to take out any threat, a Torterra, anything like that can either rapid spin those spikes away, defog, anything like that, so that way the spikes stay. You want to be able to keep them up. And you want to take out anything that can hurt Kalema here, now my Haunter, because he is carrying Hex. He's Choice Scarfed, and at his speed, nothing's really going to be outspeeding him, especially in anything from UU all the way down to NU. Not much is going to be there. And Hex is going to not only be Stab, it's going to be double the power plus the Stab, because everything on their team is going to be poisoned. Now, I understand that there are poison types who can soak up the Toxic Spikes, but that's why Bug and Decker is also packing the U-turn. If someone on their team is able to soak up the spikes, you want to make sure to take them out before you set up your first round or second round of spikes. That's really it behind the team. Vileplume is just here to really break those walls, and Sasashi is here to defog because we need the sash to stay on Bug and Decker. So we just defog any rocks away, anything like that, sucker punch until Sasashi is dead kind of thing. So without any further ado, I'm going to show you guys 2 battles. This will be kind of the format for this. I'll show you one battle where it works and one battle where it doesn't, and how to fix the problems of when it doesn't work. So without any further ado, let's start with the one that works, the setup that actually happens. So he sends out a Magcargo, I send out a Beedrill. It's looking like he's got the better set here, but I've got the Focus Sash, and Bug and Decker's only job is really to set up these spikes. So this is fine by me. I'm able to get up both layers. He takes out Bug and Decker, whatever by me. But I know the next thing that's going to come in is Torterra. So I'm going to switch into Usain and go for the safe Earthquake anyway. Just kind of, it's not really lull him into a sense of security as much as it is just see how much damage it does to see if he's physically defensive or specially defensive. Because I have seen Assault Vested Torterra before. So I'm going to switch into Vivi, knowing for a fact that I can take any attack, including an Earthquake, even though I don't know why you'd go for it. Flygon has Levitate. But I can then go for the Venoshock on it. Now, Venoshock, Sludge Bomb, anything like that. I'm running Venoshock because he's already got a Toxic up, and that'll take him out. Now the path is clear for Haunter to come in and absolutely destroy his team. I just need to get a safe switch into him so that way he doesn't take any damage. So I just sack off Vivi, send out Haunter as soon as the video catches up with me, and then initiate the sweep from there. There's nothing he can do. Nothing can really take the hit, except for Go-Goat and Barbaracle. Nothing can really live it. Tina's going to go down. Sorry, the Tyrantrum Tina, I read his name. The Galvantula is going to go down, and hopefully with a little luck, so is everyone else. So, min-max rolls can kind of kill you on this set, but you've got 4 to 5 other Pokemon, depending on how well you were able to switch into Haunter, to really take them out at this point. So, as you guys can see, there's nothing he can do at this point. It's GG from the end of that Torterra's health. And so here comes his Barbaracle. It's going to live one of these, and it's going to be able to take out Kalema here. but it's not going to be able to take out Magneton. And I can just get up. I actually go for Volt Switch because I misclicked. I meant to hit Thunderbolt, but whatever. He actually outspeeds, which kind of surprised me, but then again, Barbaricle's pretty fast. So that's the one where it did work. Sweep was initiated, everything worked perfectly. Now, it doesn't always work like that. Metalbeak, by the way, is one of my friends. He joined Team Cypher, so I will be battling him later on. It's kind of a 50-50. We battle a lot. I win the majority of our battles, but he can really pull some out. He can beat me sometimes. I actually have a video of him destroying me with a team that I was just not prepared for at all. So here's where it doesn't work, and the ways to pull yourself out of it. I might pause this video, I might not. So, of course, Buggenecker is our lead. And then I see this guy, and I'm like, well, there's no reason for me to even try and get up Toxic Spikes at this point. He has a Crobat, he has a Rhyperior, it's probably got Rapid Spin. I don't really need the Spikes. It's not going to work here. So I switch into Volt, and then switch back out into Usain, knowing he's going to go for the EQ. That gives me a free switch into Usain. I can go for anything at this point. Of course, I'm going to go for EQ to take out this thing, because this Metagross is a huge threat to my team. So that thing's gone. He's going to bring out Crobat. Now, Crobat is kind of a Wally Pokemon to me, and you guys have to remember, a lot of teams get Crobat. So, Crobat is going to be a big problem. It does have Infiltrator too, so if you're running a sub Malamar, if you're running a sub Poliwrath, you got to remember that. It can really take you out. The real counter to it is going to be Steel types. Steel types really hard wall it, so he makes the good switch in to Gary. I should have predicted that and gone for a Signal Beam. I didn't. So I'm going to switch out into Hunter here, just expecting an Ice Beam, a Surf, something like that, knowing I can at least live one and then go for a Shadow Ball, which does absolutely nothing to that thing. This thing's going to be a big thorn on my side, but the only thing I really have to touch is Vileplume or Shiftry, and I don't really want to do that just yet. So I went for a Dragon Claw thinking that he was going to go into Crobat, but he goes into Rhyperior, and I should have Earthquaked, but whatever. I'm going to switch into him thinking he's going to go for the Rock Slide, which he does. And then I'm going to switch out into Usain, expecting the Earthquake, which he does go for. It's basically mind games the game right now. It's prediction over prediction over prediction. And when I say over prediction, I mean over prediction. We kept thinking that the other one was going to do this instead of that, and it never worked out. So he makes the good switch here. He predicts me. I predicted him to kind of just stay in and let damage kind of equal up on the guy, but he didn't. So I know he's going to go for something, U-turn, Brave Bird, anything, and I can just stay in. And this is the point where I really need to make a good play, and I decide to go for the Signal Beam. I decide that anything he's going to switch in isn't going to want to take it, and he switches in to Bramble, and that is gone. Signal Beam does its work. And I know for a fact he's going to go for the EQ, so I'm going to switch in to Usain, but he goes for the Fire Punch, which kind of surprised me. I'm just going to stay in an Earthquake. He's at such green health, I think he's going to stay in anyway. So he does, he goes for the Fire Punch, and I do live just barely, but my Earthquakes are doing 43%. This is going to be a dead one, but I need him to switch out. And I knew he was going to, because he knows it's going to take him out. So I predict it. I also predict this U-turn here. So I'm going to go for the Signal Beam, and I get super lucky. Because not only does he go into Gary, I outspeed him, and I can go for another, but I get min-maxed. Luckily, he gets confused and hurts himself in his own confusion, so that's... that was all RNG right there. So he's going to go for the Earthquake again. He needs that thing dead. And it's really the only play he has at this point, because Magneton wins the game for me. So I'm just able to get an Earthquake off, and this is where I start playing stupid. I should have just not done this, and this is what I like to do sometimes. I like to play with the guys I'm about to beat, because I have the trump card, which is Shiftry. Shiftry can just Sucker Punch and destroy basically anything. He is Life Orbed, but I go for Charge Beam, and I do it again later. It's kind of stupid that the end of this battle is me just making bad plays, being stupid. I do go for the Thunderbolt there, which was huge. Because that's really the only reason Duracell goes down. That Electrode is very, very, very strong. But I do that just so I can get the special attack boost, so I can kind of kill him in style with a Volt Switch. And no, he knew that was coming, so Doesn't switch out, and this is me just playing around with him and being stupid. So I go for a Dragon Claw when I should have just switched out again. Yeah. I do this a lot, and I shouldn't, but I still end up winning, mainly because I'm kind of a fool. So I thought that he would go for the attack move, but he just goes for a taunt. And so I expected him to keep taunting, knowing that I had the Sucker Punch. So I switch into Vileplume, and he goes for the taunt again. I'm going to go ahead and go for the big Sludge Wave. Yeah, I go for the Sludge Wave here. And Sludge Bomb, not Wave. He doesn't learn Wave. And so that almost takes it out. It did a great bit of damage there. So Brave Bird's going to take me out, obviously. And I'm going to switch. And he gets the Parrot. That was the big thing right there. Because now my Shift Tree outspeeds. So this is the point where being me kind of sucks, because I was playing around and now I'm actually in a hard place. Casey's kind of come back here. Casey's his name, by the way. Metal Beak's real name's Casey. He's kind of come back here, and I kind of let him, and he could kill me, but he doesn't break through Para, and I'm able to get this Sucker Punch off here. Life Orb, Sucker Punch, destroys. And I know for a fact I've seen that Electro set. In fact, it's my Electrode set, so all it is packing are attacking moves, so I'm able to Sucker Punch it, and that is game. Now, like I said, there are times when gimmick teams like this don't work, and when it does, you need to play smart. And the reason why I kept this one going instead of just taking the end off and filming another one, because, I mean, this is a casual battle with a friend. Not saying that it wasn't difficult, because we went all out in these battles, but I wanted to show you guys that when you make stupid plays, you need to have a way to back it up. And I made a lot of stupid plays in this, but in the end, it came out to I gathered myself and I was able to make a smart move at a smart time. That Brave Bird had enough recoil from the amount of health on my Vileplume to allow me to take it out. Without it, I don't think I would have been able to take it out. And that's the point. You need to know when to sack and when not to. When you're playing competitively, you need to not make mistakes, and you need to build your teams around a central theme. So this team's theme is setting up. It's getting Haunter out to work, and it's kind of a gimmick, but it works. And that's the way we need to play it. We've got a limited amount of Pokemon, and you need to find what works for you. If it's hyper offense, if it's a defensive wall, which I'll do tomorrow, and if it's a sweeper team, like I'll do the day after tomorrow, it's all about making it kind of synergize and work out together. These four right here work perfectly. You know, you've got Toxic Spikes, Hex, and Venoshock on these three, and then Defog to kill any kind of hazards, which could really stop this set right here. These two are just here to take out any kind of threat because they're hard-hitting enough and fast enough to really deal with anything. And especially with Analytic and him being minus speed, well, not minus speed, but super slow to begin with, it's really going to do a lot of damage to people, and that's what makes this team synergize well. And that's what you need to look for in your teams whenever you're building. You don't want to just build a team with your favorite Pokemon or Pokemon that you think will work. Don't go the OU route of it and pick Pokemon to just cover all typings. You need to, with a limited set of Pokemon and a limited pool, pick Pokemon that work really well together. A Volt Turn team, you know, stuff that works with Hex and Venoshock. You need to really plan out and do strategy, because look at what Team Flare gets. Team Flare is going to run all over us if we let them, because we have Steel and, you know, Dragon and everything else, and they can resist that and play back at them. I will say that there is a wild card that we're going to have to look out for, and I actually feature it in one of my teams, and that is Leopard. Leopard, Prankster, Copycat, can destroy a lot of setups and a lot of, well, anything, really. And it gets play rough, so Dragon Walls like Altaria aren't going to work 100% of the time. So, I'm BandedFurret. I'm going to keep these things up, guys, just for you guys at Pokemon Turf Wars. I want you guys to remember that this is a conversation. You guys can keep this going even though my video is out. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you so much for joining Team Galactic, and we will remake the universe in Cyrus's views, guys. So super happy to be this. I can't wait to start battling. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm BandedFurret. Sucker punch that like button if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.